Hi, I'm Holt McCallany, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Face facts, what up, what up?
RealFansRealTalk.com, where Arthur Damas, Trip Young, and intern Tom for the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. Real Fans, Real Talk.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the special edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. As usual, I'm joined by Trip Young and Arthur Damas. And I'm not in my usual fan gear. We had to get snazzied up for this event because we're at the beautiful Marina Del Rey here in the Bronx for Ring 10 New York's second annual charity event. We're very excited about it. Arthur Damas, can you tell the fans a little bit more about what Ring 10 New York does?
Ring 10 New York is a charity organization that helps raise funds for retired boxers that have fallen on hard times. Trip Young, will you mind telling the fans out there what famous boxers is going to be here tonight?
In addition to the Real Fans Real Talk crew, the president and CEO Matt Farrago, who also joined us on our show, and then we have past champs like James Bone Crusher Smith and Iran Barkley, and of course we have the host of tonight's event, Harold Letterman. Of course, you guys should know him from all of the HBO Friday Night Boxing. He's the man behind the scorecards. So with that being said, we're going to take it inside and bring you a couple of interviews.
Hello again, it's Mark the Statman Skevich with Real Fans Real Talk, and I'm here with James Bone Crusher Smith. And James, I got to ask you, what made you get involved with the Ring 10 charity event?
Well, you know, Matt and myself, we had the same manager, Alan Kornberg from New York, and we had a chance to meet each other many years ago, and we stayed in contact. And when he told me about this organization, I felt compelled to be part of it.
You also mentioned during the charity event that you had a book coming out and you would like to have it a press conference on the anniversary of your fight against terrible Tim Witherspoon, where you won your first championship belt. What is the book about exactly?
Well, it's about Mad. The name of the book is Mad at the Crossroads of Life, and I started getting mad when I was in the first grade, about 6 years old. I didn't want to go to school, and I was a big crybaby. And my mom and dad was determined I was going to school, so they'd have my other older brother and sister drop me off at that first grade. And she put a belt on me, a fan belt. And I started getting mad, and I took a note home to mom and daddy, and they put a switch on me. So I made a decision, make a decision. I got mad. And all the way through my life, all the way through my career, I had to get mad, and I had to make a decision. So I think, being that I got mad with Don King, and I came up to Madison Square Garden December 12, 1986, I thought it would be appropriate to come back 12/12/2012 at Madison Square Garden in New York City and have a book release, a press conference, and I want all the media to come and help me make this thing happen, because we're going to give, I just decided today that we're going to give some of the proceeds to Ring 10. The Bible says, give and you shall receive.
Ring 10 is definitely a great charity organization.
We got to do a documentary, HBO.
As far as one of your most famous opponents, you fought Mike Tyson, and a lot of people consider that to be a boring fight throughout the majority of the fight. But then the last 30 seconds is when they saw the fire, and you got mad, and you really went after him. But at that point, it wasn't enough. Do you think you weren't prepared for that fight properly, or what happened?
Mentally unprepared for that fight, and really, had I got mad early on, and really looking back at it, my corner was saying, get mad. If I just say, get mad, hit him. And they knew I had the potential to take Tyson out, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't do it.
How do you think boxing relates to nowadays as opposed to boxing of your time?
Well, it's so much money to the guys that ever get to pay-per-view. They make so much money, and they fight every now and then, every other year and whatever, because they make so much money. I think they're spoiled. You know, there was a time in my career where I fought 2 guys in 10 days. 2 knockouts, but 2 guys. You see what I'm saying? In 10 days. Now these guys might fight once every other year or something. You know, they make so much money. They're spoiled.
One of your earlier fights was against Frank Bruno, who was also undefeated, and you were the underdog on that one. Do you recall that fight? Can you tell us anything about that one?
Do I recall that fight? I flew all the way to London, England, and when I got to the airport in Heathrow, I said, "Where is Frank Bruno? I'm gonna knock him out." And the Englishman said, "Well, James, how do you feel you're gonna knock Frank out? He's knocked out every American that's come over here." I said, "Have you ever heard of LL Cool J?" He said, "What?" LL Cool J said,
"Mama said knock you out."
That's exactly right. Knock you out, hey. And Frank was wearing me out. We fought late at night so the fight could be shown on NBC in America. And he was wearing me out. And I think had he just moved around in the last round, the 10th round, he'd have been okay. But he came straight towards me. Even though I was tired, I didn't have to chase him no more. He came straight towards me. I turned the left hook over, and then I just kept following up with punches, boom, 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 boom. And about 30 seconds left, I knocked him out. And I think I fell on top of him so he couldn't get up.
What do you think, out of all of the big fights that you had, would you consider your favorite?
Well, people ask me what was my toughest fight, and this is going to shock and amaze you. My toughest fight was, and I lost to her that fight. It was about 6 years ago, my ex-wife.
All right. Well, one of the more interesting topics and the debated topics nowadays, if you're following boxing, obviously, is Mayweather Pacquiao. All the drama behind it. Do you think the fight will ever happen? And if it does, who do you think would win?
I don't know what those guys are doing. Had they both trained and kept fighting, and it would have been a pick'ems fight. But I still think it's a pick'em fight. I think they're kind of toying with each other. They going through some changes and stuff. But whoever brings it that night, I think, can win the fight. Either one of those guys can win the fight.
All right, Mark the Statman Skevich with James Bone Crusher Smith. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What's going on, sports fans? It's Trip Young, and of course I'm here with Holt McNally, actor extraordinaire. He's been in everything I could possibly think of. He's been in it, and of course he's joining the Ring 10 family this afternoon for this wonderful occasion. Mr. McNally, how did you wind up linking up with Ring 10?
You know, I got an invitation from Matt Farrago, who organized the event, and he told me about some of the guys that were going to be here. Many of them are friends of mine, like my friend Iran Blade Barkley, who's in the house, and I was just Michael Olajide, just a lot of guys that I've known over the years, and I thought it would be a fun afternoon just to come out and support Ring 10.
And so you are a huge boxing fan, correct?
Boxing fan, yes, sir. Yep.
Now, you also did a television show called Lights Out, where you played a retired heavyweight boxing champion.
Right.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It was a show about a former champion who's suffering from the early symptoms of pugilistic dementia. So he's starting to lose his memory a little bit, but he has financial problems, like a lot of fighters have after they retire. So he decides to make a comeback, even though he has these medical issues, just to try to make one last run for the title, try to provide for his family.
Now, you mentioned that he fell upon hard times, which is what Ring 10 is kind of all about, helping out these boxers who are falling on hard times. What do you think about their efforts and trying to get this thing organized to help these boxers?
Yeah, I think that it's long overdue. In other sports, there are support systems, to help the athletes, unions and organizations that are there to try to help the athletes. Boxing doesn't have that, and I've had the opportunity in my life to know a lot of fighters, and it breaks my heart when I see a lot of them, destitute at the end of their careers because they've been taken advantage of by corrupt promoters, and because they've been given bad financial advice, and, because sometimes they don't realize, do you know what I mean, that those big paydays don't last forever, and so I think that if there could be some kind of pension system for veteran boxers, that would be a wonderful thing, even if I don't know how the deal would be structured. I mean, there are lots of different ideas about how that could happen, but, these big fighters that are fighting for these multi-million-dollar purses, I don't see why there couldn't be some kind of a system whereby a very small percentage of those big purses were just set aside for a fund that was there, to be able to help retired fighters who fall upon hard times later in their lives.
Agree. Now, one last question for you, Ho. Are you working on anything currently?
Yeah, I'm in a movie with Sylvester Stallone that comes out February 3rd called Bullet to the Head, and I'm in one with Sean Penn that's going to come out, I think, January 12th or 14th. It's called The Gangster Squad. I'm in a new television show for CBS called Golden Boy that will also be debuting in January. And I got a few other things that'll come out later in 2013, but those are the most current ones.
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Trip Young, and I'm here with Holt McNally. I told you he was all over the place, acting in everything from movies to television shows. So be on the lookout for those shows on CBS and Golden Boy, correct?
Yeah, Golden Boy.
Be on the lookout for that, and we will get back with you later on.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. I'm here with the legendary Harold Letterman, also known as the Letterman card on HBO Boxing. I'm sure you've heard of it. A lot of people don't know this is also an Ivy League graduate of Columbia. He got his license to judge title fights right after he graduated in '67. Ended his judging career in '99 and still works with HBO Boxing. Harold, I have to ask you, what made you decide to stop judging fights?
I actually stopped in 2001. We were getting a lot of controversy because I would score a fight for a guy who would later appear on HBO, and there was just too much conflict of interest. So HBO asked me to stop judging, and my daughter judges, said that's fine. I'm just working for HBO, and there's no conflict with anybody.
You mentioned your daughter Julie, who judges as well, and I was wondering, do you guys usually see the fight the same way sometimes, or most of the time? Or
I would say most of the time. We go over a lot of fights together, so we can get some ideas about how we're thinking, and I try to teach her as much as I can.
You also talked about the controversies with boxing and judges. Do you feel that the judges still feel the same way? Is it the same as it was before? Is it worse as far as the sport of boxing is right now?
I think boxing right now is being judged very, very well, on a professional level. The only thing I'd like to see is that these commissions knuckle down a little bit, use their brains, and when you get a high-profile fight, just pick the 3 best judges you can find. Forget about where they live. Forget about what sanctioning body they belong to. Pick the 3 best judges, period. In other words, if a fight comes along in Las Vegas because the casinos are putting up the most money for a high-profile fight, whether it's Pacquiao against Floyd Mayweather or whoever, pick 3 judges that are really outstanding judges. Let's say Julie Letterman from New York, Joe Pasquale from New Jersey, Max DeLuca from California, Michael Pernick from Florida. Pick pick the best judges. Forget about where they live. Nevada's real starchy about this thing. They're always using Nevada judges because they want to get Nevada. They want to keep the money in Nevada. Make sure that their judges get the most money, and it's not fair. Their judges are screwing up. They should get the best judges you can find for high-profile fights, regardless of where they live. Just pick the best.
Well, that definitely makes sense because you do want to call the fight right. A recent fight, the Pacquiao-Bradley fight, you had it scored 119 to 109. Do you feel that Pacquiao got robbed in that fight?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Manny kept nailing him with that left hand. I mean, you couldn't miss it. He just whacking him constantly, definitely doing more damage. Bradley had a sprained ankle. He couldn't set his feet to punch, for God's sake. Bradley's head was getting popped back all the time. Manny Pacquiao, I never saw one point in that fight where I could honestly say he was hurt. Not even once.
If the fight were to happen, Pacquiao versus Mayweather, who do you think would win?
I never predict fights that I might have to keep scoring. So, I'm not partial to one guy or another. It would be a great fight, though. Southpaw against the right-handed guy, power puncher in Pacquiao against the speed guy in Mayweather. It's a great fight.
Do you think the fight will ever happen?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Early 2013, I'd say. Yep.
Great. Also, Hall of Fame boxing, Howard Letterman from HBO Boxing. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
All right, what's going on, Real Fans, Real Talk Nation? It's Trip Young, and I'm here again with another legend in the sport of boxing. He doesn't have his cape on today, but Aaron Superman Davis, what's going on?
Just having a good time out here. Come out here to help Matt Farrago out with this.
And how is it exactly that you linked up with Matt to be a part of Ring 10?
I knew Matt for years. Matt used to be with Ring 8. You heard of Ring 8, right? He's been Ring 8, and he started his own Ring 10 out in here now. And he, he does a lot of things for people, like sick people, people that was boxing, people who need medication, people who have illness. He donates money. People who's homeless, that was a boxer. Mostly everything he does is for people who are boxing, who lost it all, who spent all their money. I help him out. I help him raise money.
And you have a boxing gym right here in the Bronx, correct?
Yeah, I have a gym at 2469 East Tremont Avenue, Bronx.
Are you training the guys that come into the gym personally, or do you have other trainers in the gym?
I have about 6 trainers that train people. I got a couple of kids that I train, Golden Glove fighters. People that want to compete, I train. But I have a lot of trainers there who personally train people just to get in shape, just to lose weight.
All right, now, what was your most memorable fight?
Most memorable fight is when I won the WBA welterweight championship of the world.
Who was that against for the people?
That was against Mark Breland.
Before you step into the ring, what's the feeling that comes over you?
A lot of people ask me that. I never really. My feeling was just destroy, just win. I just didn't want to lose. I really never cared about the belts and nothing. I just liked to compete and didn't want to lose.
Now, I know because you said you train at your gym. What advice do you give up and coming boxers as far as support cast that they have around them?
What you mean when you say support?
Well, because what Ring 10 is doing here, where they're raising money for boxers who fell on hard times, in order for them to avoid situations like this, what would you say to them?
Oh, I help a lot. I talk to a lot of kids like that already for the last 5 years, just before they go pro. A percentage of your money, you got to put it away. You got to put it into some type of neutral fund. You got to leave it there no matter how hard things get, so later on you can have a future, because there's no retirement plan in boxing. The only retirement plan you're going to get is the one you put away.
One last question. Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao, if the fight actually goes down, who's going to win?
Well, I would have said about 8 months to a year ago, I would have picked Pacquiao. Pacquiao's not the same fighter anymore. He doesn't have that hop. He just can't do what he used to do. I don't know if it's the personal trainer overtraining him or he's shot. He just don't have it right now,
You heard it. You heard it right here. Real Fans, Real Talk. We're on location at the Marina Del Rey, and I'm here with Superman. I say he doesn't have his cape on, but he's still a champ. So we really appreciate you coming on to the show, and we're gonna get back into the event.
Hey, it's Mark the Statman Skevich here with Aaron Superman Davis, and a stat for you. Aaron's record was 49 wins with only 6 losses, 31 of them by knockouts. One of his most memorable fights was against the Battle of the Boroughs, Bronx versus Brooklyn against Mark Breland. And it didn't happen in Madison Square Garden. It actually happened in Reno, Nevada. Why do you think that is? Why couldn't they make it happen in the Garden?
Well, they did the bid on the fight. The casinos, they did a bid on the fight, and I forgot I can't remember the casino out in Vegas, but they won the bid, and that's where the fight went.
Okay, and during that fight, I've noticed that you broke his nose, and you had a severe eye injury. Did you think at one point, were you scared that they were going to stop the fight?
No, I didn't know how bad my eye was. My corner kept telling me, you need a knockout, your eye is bad. They didn't say I was winning the fight. They didn't say I need to knock out to win the fight. They told me I was winning, but my eye was quite swollen a lot. So they was like, you got to knock him out because the referee could stop the fight.
Speaking of eye problems, actually, later in your career, as far as your retirement, you ended up having cataract problems, and you also said managerial problems were an issue. As far as the cataract, everything's okay with that, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, I took care of it. I had the cataracts taken out. I had a cataract problem. Then I had during the surgery, I had a detachment, a retina detachment in my eye. The doctor detached my retina, and then that's when I had, it was either I had one eye, and if something happened to the eye, then I'll be completely blind. So I had to retire.
Also, you were known as saying that you don't feel that you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because of managerial problems. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I just that I felt that I could have went further on with my career. I just didn't have the. I don't want to bash anybody. I used to feel real upset about my management team, but times passed, and it's like things happen for a reason. I believe that.
What do you think about boxing as a sport today, as far as a lot of people believe in controversies and things like that, as far as, for example, the Pacquiao-Bradley fight? A lot of people feel sometimes the end result, automatically people claim conspiracy. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't believe it was conspiracy. I just believe that they robbed him. It was a fight where he beat the guy. He won the fight. He won almost every round I seen, except probably 2. Could have gave the guy 3 rounds. He won the fight. The judges, they took the fight. I don't know why they did it. I don't know. I can't say it's a conspiracy, but Pacquiao won the fight. They robbed him, and I don't know what to say on that one.
All right, well, Aaron Superman Davis, thank you for joining us at Real Fans Real Talk. It's definitely an honor to have you here, and we appreciate the support.
Thank you very much. So he's a Mayweather fan, him.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. I'm here with the one and only Iran the Blade Barkley. Iran, how you doing today at Ring 10's charity event?
Well, I'm doing great. It looks like a nice little crowd and everything, and everything's going well. I'm feeling great.
Well, it's great that you're here also, because you're a perfect example of what Ring 10 does. We've had you on the show before, and we talked about you knocking out Thomas the Hitman Hearns and some of your highlights and some of your past and what got you into boxing on a previous episode of Real Fans Real Talk. But let's talk about the hard times and how Ring 10 helped you out.
Well, I went through some hard times, and Ring 10 stepped up to the plate, and it's a great thing, to be able to be stepped up, and Mr. B and the rest of the guys, they all like family to me. So, it came at a crucial time, but at a good time too, and they helped me through a lot of things, and this is what we do, This is what Ring 10 do. and is another organization that does the same thing. Ring 8. They help me through some times and stuff like that. But like I try to get everybody together and just come as one. You know what I'm saying?
There was a point where you were homeless because you got kicked out of the house that you grew up in because I believe it was your niece changed the locks. You ended up sleeping on the subway. There was a whole story about it in the Daily News. Obviously, that was a tough time for you, I'm assuming both mentally and emotionally, and yet still there was a story that somebody recognized you on the train, and it kind of just shows what the heart that you have and the genuine good person that you are, that you gave that person an autograph even in a time like that. Can you talk about how that experience and that time in your life?
Well, I mean, it was a hard time. I mean, I never thought for once, that would happen. My niece, after my mom's passed away, and she was the holder of the lease and everything, because I couldn't be on the lease no more because I was getting, I was making too much money in my boxing career at that time. So, things got crashed and messed up, and it happened the way it happened. But, I thank God that, as being humble as I was and everything, I have gave to a lot of people when I was making money and doing it, and the favor was turned back, and Villanova, came through.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It's Real Fans Real Talk on location at the fabulous Marina Del Rey, and I'm standing. Excuse me, I'm not even sitting. I'm standing here with another legend, another boxing great, the Silk, Michael Olajide. And it's first of all, I gotta say it's an honor for us to have you on the show on Real Fans Real Talk. And we're at the Ring 10 event. Can you just tell us how you linked up with Ring 10?
Well, Matt Farrago, we go back in boxing, and it's a New York establishment, even going back to Ring 8, and it's something all fighters in New York should really know, and that's the establishment where the heart of fighters, where it comes from. And Ring 10, that's where it's at. It's the heart of fighters, retired fighters, fighters that need help, fighters that are supporting other fighters. That's what the organization's really about. So it's a great thing.
All right, and now I want to go back into your career a little bit, because I know you started your career with 23 straight victories. But can you just tell us, as an up and coming boxer coming into the game, and you have that kind of streak, what is that like?
It feels great. You have like crazy juice behind you. You have all that momentum. You have I had somebody like Madison Square Garden behind me, so they're hyping you, and you're rubbing shoulders with like that early Mike Tyson and Sugar Ray Leonard, and you're seeing all sorts of celebrities on their way up, like Eddie Murphy, and everything's just bigger than what you ever thought it would be as a kid coming up. It's just like, wow, this is just another different type of beast altogether. You didn't expect it. So it was beautiful. And boxing in the 80s, it seemed to be at its most real, its most raw.
All right, now your first title shot. What's going through your mind?
Well, my first title shot, there's a lot going through my mind. I mean, it was really a big moment. I was extremely happy to be getting that opportunity. It was, Caesar's Palace. It was, it was broadcast live all over the world, and it was on NBC, and it was the whole experience was amazing. And then I was fighting Frank Tate, who was Olympic gold medalist, and he was a hell of a fighter. And I just didn't come with my A game, and I lost that fight.
Now, how do you now to go back to the drawing board now after losing that, to get back on track and then to eventually become the champ?
Well, see, there's a number of things that happen when you lose your first fight. You also lose your invincibility in a way, especially to the public and even to other fighters. They look at you now and they don't look at you the same way. They see you as with a weakness, with a defect, a flaw. So it's always hard to get your mojo back, once somebody's seen you lose, you know what I mean? Even if you showed great heart and you fought hard. So after that, I had a couple of comeback fights, and then I had a big match against Iron Barkley, and we went toe-to-toe. That was fight of the year. Yeah, and that was a long time brewing because it was a couple of years. We were like jawing back and forth at each other, and it was crazy. But much respect to him. I had lost that fight as well, but it was a great fight, and all I could say was hats off to him because from there he went on to knock out Tommy Hearns in 2 rounds, and he had great. He beat Tommy Hearns twice. He went to win the light heavyweight title. He beat a lot of great fighters. So I certainly didn't lose to a chump. He was a great fighter.
What was your most memorable boxing moment?
Boy, there would have to be a number of them. I mean, from who I sparred with to who I actually fought. I think my biggest moment which was unexpected for me, I fought a guy named Dangerous Don Lee, and he was a top contender at that time. He was maybe like number 4 in the world, and he was a huge southpaw, and it was on NBC, and it was a last-minute fight that was made, a sub for another fight. It was supposed to be Livingston Bramble versus Tyrone Crowley, and that fight fell out, so I ended up making that fight, and that was kind of scary because I saw this dude fight, and he was batting like 1,000. 25 wins, 25 knockouts, and 1 draw, something like that. It was ridiculous. So I got in there with him, and when I won that fight, I swear to God, I didn't touch the ground for about a month. It was nuts.
Riding on an emotional high?
Yeah. It's just something that very few things can compete with in my mind without, I mean, the exception of having my 2 sons that we gave birth to. But other than that, there's just nothing. It just felt so good. It felt great.
Now, I know after boxing, now you've done film, you've done stage plays. Are you working on anything currently?
Right now, I have the great pleasure of training many models in Victoria's Secret models. So it's not a bad job at all. And these are the girls that wear the lingerie in that big show. So we have the top models there, and Adriana Lima and Doutzen Kroos and a few other girls that are up and coming. And I just train them boxer style to get them in shape because they're not looking to bulk. They're looking to sleekify their bodies. And that's what the boxing workout does, really. When you take away the weights, you just have them working with speed and reflexes. And they're a lot of fun, and to tell you the truth, it sure beats my prior career now.
All right, now since you said you're training models, my next question is how can the Real Fans Real Talk team get down to the gym and get some of the get some of the highlights from the training session?
They really close up. I'm gonna let you know if ever they open up, they're really particular about that. About coming in there and getting them when they're all sweaty and they're not in their glamour, you know what I mean? Because they got to protect their images. So that would be a hard thing to swing, but I'll try. I'll last.
All right, sounds good. Last question is the hot topic in boxing: Mayweather versus Pacquiao. If it ever goes down, who you taking?
Wow. I personally myself, I think. Floyd just has the style to make it happen because he can capitalize on the mistakes. He doesn't make many mistakes. He doesn't open up. He sticks with his guns. He'll stick with what works for him until it finally works. He may not, 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, he may be getting outworked, but eventually come the 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, he starts to find the openings, and he's strong all the way through. His reflexes are crazy, and he hits a lot harder than people give him credit for. So, I would see him beating Pacquiao, but Manny at the same time, he can hit hard. He hits from many different angles. He's a southpaw, which I'm not sure if Floyd's seen a lot of them, but I'm sure he'll be able to adapt. It's a great fight, though. It's a great fight.
All right, this is Trip Young, Real Fans Real Talk. You see, we bringing you the exclusive interviews. The Silk is in the building. And we gonna rock out like that. I think this is gonna be the last interview of the afternoon, but it's been a great experience. Silk, appreciate you.
Thank you very much, bro.
Coming on to the set, doing the interview.
Thank you.
All right, wish you all the best.
Peace, y'all.
All right.
Right. Oh. Right. 1, 2, 1, 2.
to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle, well. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle, well. Yeah.
All right, so I'm here at the Jungle Gym in the Bronx, 47-day free trial. The biggest winter weight loss challenge didn't work out too well. I lost 25 pounds in the first 6 weeks, gave up after that. 47 days over here is a little over 6 weeks. I'm looking to have similar results, but continue going on after that. Mixed martial arts is what I'm going to be doing. And Brock Lesnar basically left the UFC to the WWE because he heard that the Stat Man was training in MMA. Like, I mean, he still had some, you know, Brock, he still had a little bit of time and everything, you know, like, I'm not going to be ready to fight for a while, but I guess, you know, he didn't want to make it too obvious. He heard what was going on. He got out early. He didn't want to seem like Mayweather. You know, I understand the health concerns and everything, Brock. I got you, but this is the Fully Fit Fighter Fitness Face-Off, and we're starting today. Today is May 3rd, Thursday, and let's keep it going strong.
The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
Well, how you doing, fans? This is Art Damas, and I'm doing this because I found out the Stat Man is trying to get in shape. And you know my hater mentality. I can't have this going on and be in shape and I'll be out of shape. So I choose to sign up for the 47-day trial. Hopefully I'm going to help motivate him with my hate, because, you know, the more I hate, the stronger he'll get. So that's what I'm going to do. And don't worry, yo. I'm going to make sure I look out for him.
You going to learn today. You going to learn today. All right, all right, all right.
No one wants to wake up this early. Call these bushwhackers. Yes, WWE.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
You see this leg is bent and one is straight. You're going to be kind of pushing at their hip.
Okay.
Because you're going to be trying to get out. Next we have the knee step. So from this sitting position, you're going to fold one leg, and the other one, your foot is down, and you're just going to come up into this position, which is called combat base. You can go a little wider. You can put this leg right, just so you have a stronger base. You don't want to be up at the top of the nose. And alternate sides.
All right, so
right, exactly. That's it. So you're here, you're posting, one arm, one leg, and sit. So let me show you how that. Some on top. Post, post, sit. Now he's off my back. Then I'm gonna come up, grab his far shoulder, and I wanna have my base just like this. One knee in between his side and one posted out. And then we're gonna do what we call the harness. Right, now remember you're gonna, one knee's on the ground and one is off. Right. So grab the harness again. You wanna kind of get the leg out the way, because I'm not gonna hang out here. I'm gonna wanna try to, right, exactly. So you're here, changing levels, knee, step. If you remember that, you'll always get it. Some people have a problem, they might go like this. No. It's drop your change level, knee, step. Good. And then when it's faster, it's gonna be like, that's how it's gonna look. You're gonna drop, knee, step. Now you're in for a double leg. So head's on the outside, hands behind the knees, and you're gonna turn like a big steering wheel. All right? Right. Just drop, step.
Oh, okay, all right, all right.
Right. Good. So, controlling one of the wrists, open your guard, come up, your shoulder, your chest to his shoulder, whichever shoulder side you're going to. Reach around, grab your wrist, hips out, make sure you hook this leg. All right? And up. Watch it, oh yeah! as you're going down, go to your left. Right. It's just one road, barely even a road, you know, in the many roads of jiu-jitsu, different combinations, you know, everything kind of loops back into one. I'd like to welcome Arthur and Mark to the class. Next, we have foundation striking. If you're staying, go get changed. If not, have a good day. High five, man. Hi, I'm Coach Conrad McKenzie here at Jungle Gym Bronx. Mark and Arthur did very well for their first time. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy journey. There's nothing about jiu-jitsu that's really natural. Everything is pretty much muscle memory, so the more training, the more practice they get, the better they'll get at it. It's a great form of self-defense, a great form of exercise, and the good thing about it is doing it, you're growing, you're learning, and you'll be just losing weight. Not even know it. That's just a byproduct of all the goodness that jiu-jitsu has to offer.
Malcolm, you know energy savers last 6 times longer than regular bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
The basketball player? This is his room?
I don't live here.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Quick confession, how you doing?
I ain't got no words right now. Gotta save my breath.
Trying to keep it good. Motivation. Hey, they gotta motivate.
Take kind of a half a step back. Bend your knees slightly. You should be on the balls of your feet. I don't want you in high heels, so on your tippy toes, but just on the balls of your feet to give you a nice little bounce in your step. Technically, your hands, just want everybody to raise your hands up high. Palms face each other, bring them down, rest your elbows on your ribs. Make a nice fist. Keep everything in nice and close. Alright? I want you to tuck your chin. I don't want you lifting your shoulders up because you're burning unnecessary energy. And it's going to, pretty soon you're going to drop your hands. So I want you to keep your chin tucked, hands resting on your ribs, nice and close. Now, this is your stance. This is a good MMA stance. It differs from a traditional boxing stance. Traditional boxing stance, I'm going to be standing off to the side, making myself a smaller target. The reason why we have this stance is because we want a wrestler's lower body, a boxer's upper body. Now, in your traditional boxing stance, you're standing here. In MMA, you're susceptible for several things. You're susceptible to leg kicks and also takedowns. So we want to have a wider base so that we can defend from kicks, or if we have to sprawl, we can defend against a takedown.
I'm not trying to hit you, but that was hard.
Okay, squirt. Just saying, don't lift this elbow up. Just want to go straight up. Right, here. Good. So I like to tell people, like, my favorite food is ribs. I love eating ribs. Right, so if you do something like this, guess what I'm having for dinner? Ribs. Okay, all right. We're not Wonder Woman, right? When Wonder Woman back in the day blocked with the bracelets. If he throws a punch, I'll throw you a punch.
A little
I'm out
harder
here.
with these.
Right, that's why I'm gonna show you. And he's out here. Now you're trying to block it out here. All you're gonna do is slip right through. So I said I want you to catch it here. All right? Try to be Wonder Woman, all right? It only works in comic books.
You try again?
Yeah, sure.
Good. Bend your knees.
I'm knocking myself in the face now.
That's what's happening with me.
Stance. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my back foot forward and bring my front foot back. I'm gonna kick from here to the inside of the leg. The answer to this is switch kick. Sorry. I'm gonna back step. You don't want to give up any ground when you're fighting. All right? You want to establish your dominance here. So you're sitting in your stance. They throw that kick. Boom. Step back, and you're still where you're supposed to be. You still have your ground. You're not giving up anything. You know, if you guys are stepping back and doing something like this, you're giving up ground. I don't want you giving up any ground. You know, part of striking is being aggressive. It's mostly being aggressive. So, what it is I'm here, you're here, you got an inside kick. Boom. So I'm here, I'm right back in the fight. You know, I'm not running back here, giving up any ground. So what I want to do is, inside kick, boom. I'm here, back in my stance. All right, keep it going.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Yeah. But they fought with expert timing. I can't stop.
This is something like the Holocaust. Millions of our people lost. Bow our heads and pray to the Lord. Till I die, I'm f***ing boss. Now who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me, huh? Who gon' stop me? Who gon' stop me, huh?
Black cars, black on black, black bras. Whole lot of money in a black bag. Black strap, you know what that's for.
Who gon' stop me, huh?
Who gon' stop me, huh? Yeah, who gon' stop me? No brakes, I need State Farm. So many watches, I need 8 arms. One neck, but got 8 charms. Who gon' stop me, huh?
Say he's up for the next 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm Coach Eric. You know, my nickname is Coach Fat E. I'm one of the coaches here at Jungle Gym. Today we went over in our striking class. You see here on this dry race board, went over the cross and the switch kick is offense. The defense is a catch and back step. Okay. I teach everything individually. I taught the cross first. You know, let the guys get a couple repetitions in. Then I taught the switch kick. Let the guys get a couple repetitions in. Then I allowed them to put the combination together. And midway through the class, I let the guys switch to the partner so you don't get used to the same person. Mark and Arthur, they did great. You know, first time coming out, so it's still a learning process they have to do. You know, I don't want everybody to think that you can come into class and get everything in one step. Once you learn to do the move, you know, it takes practice, it takes a lot of repetition and get it down perfect. So everyone did great today.
I can't hate on any other MMA guys and professional UFC and whatnot. It's a lot of training. It's grueling, it's grueling. I want to get back to shape. Great classes, great place, Jungle Gym. Really awesome.
How did Statman do today?
Statman, he did better than most people. I'm telling you, he didn't quit. I make sure he didn't quit. Had him on the court.
You made sure?
Yeah, I made sure he didn't quit. I'm telling you, stay on the court. We got to take it serious. We're trying to get this done. So, Statman, what do you think?
I think they got certified trainers here that'll help you out. I'm with the certified hater over here, Orthodomus himself, and it's important to have somebody kicking you in the butt every now and then. It definitely helps. it's good to do it on your own, but it's a lot easier when you have some help. So it's good to have Arthur here, even though he is a certified hater.
I'm a Kuma, he's Dan. I'm Street Fighter, so you know, Rufus actually. But Rufus a bad man. He got that martial arts down. But yeah,
And I'm wearing the red. Real fans, real talk colors. Red and black.
This is great. This is great. I'm really appreciative of this part.
Alright, I'm just finished with my first workout of the day. Should have done this before, but because I lost probably about 50 pounds of sweat, as you guys could see. But for those of you that remember the scale from the biggest winter weight loss challenge, it used to say to be continued on it. It's 324 pounds. Last year, I gained I dropped down to 300, gained a little bit of it back. But we're gonna see what it says today, because I'm gonna work on my goal from this point on to lose a whole nice chunk of this weight. So let's see what it says today. Around 314 pounds. So I gained a little bit of the weight back that I lost last year. I'm gonna lose it all over again and then some. Real fans, real talk. Fully fit fighter fitness face off. What the F is that? You're just saying probably. What it is about reaching my goal, losing weight, getting in shape, and just being healthy. That's what it's all about. We all want to look good. We all want to be healthy. We all want to be fit, and that's what I'm going to be trying to do here at the Jungle Gym in the Bronx.
But you know, there's no turning back now. This is what makes me. This is what I am. Feel me? You can hate me now. QB. But I won't stop now.
Today we're going to go over the mid-kick, switch mid-kick, trap, sweep. First off, Ed's going to throw his power kick, which is his right leg. All I'm going to do is just trap it. Alright, so Ed's ready. Kick, bam, throw him submissive. Right there. That's where he wants to kick. Alright, for us to be the defensive side, we're actually going to address the same side that he's kicking. I'm going to actually not stay in place. When I'm not looking to catch his leg on the same spot. So kick here, because I'm going to eat the shot. Alright, so I'm actually looking to avoid the kick while trapping at the same time. Okay, so from here, he's going to throw that mid kick. As I'm going to catch, my right leg is stepping out. Alright, it's almost like when you stand where your right leg steps and your left leg follows. Okay, so from here, hands are home, he's going to throw his kick, catching it. Alright? Nice. We're doing the same trap now because he's going to throw to our right side. We're going to step out to our left side. So our left leg steps, and our right leg will follow. Alright, so from here, my hands are home. That's going to do the switch kick. And again, I'm looking to trap and step out. Alright, I'm not looking to actually throw the kick. I'm not looking to trap the leg while I'm eating a shot. Alright? So one more time. Hands are home. He's doing his switch. Step out and trap. Remember, as soon as you trap it, nice and high up in the armpit. Alright? Any questions, guys? No, very simple. Let's go. Back with the corners on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Power kick. Once again, I'm looking to step over my right leg, looking to trap it, and go. Right over here. Okay, now we got the leg. Okay. Now from here, I have a lot of options. I have the option of punching him in the face. I have the option of kicking him, sweeping him. But today we're gonna go for the sweep. All right. So from here, now just to prevent that shot that Joseph Villa's got on the guy, because he threw a kick. And the guy caught it and he went to punch him. Joe actually threw this right hand, clipped him, and then knocked him out. Alright, so to avoid that, what we're going to do is our right hand, our free hand is actually going to come to the shoulder. Alright, chin down. Alright, this is actually going to prevent him from, this hand's going to prevent him from throwing that right hand. Alright, because I'm actually, that's my post. Alright, And from here, my right shoulder is actually covering my side of the chin, so if he decides to throw with that big left hand, my shoulder's gonna be there. And if he clips me, it's gonna be on the skull. It's better than actually getting hit in the chin. All right, so from here, free hand on his shoulder. Now my back leg is actually, I'm gonna look to bring it all the way behind his leg. Now I'm not looking to do the reap that we normally do with the osotogari. All I have to do is just bring it back and drive forward. Now when you go down, you can actually like slap out. Slap out means chin down, and then as you're going down, hands on the side. Make sure you don't have your chin off your chest. Because if you do, what's gonna happen? As soon as you hit the mat, you're gonna have a whiplash on your neck. We're gonna squat down, we're gonna look to bring our ass to the ground, and then slap out. Let's go. Down.
We don't always fall that way when you get the sweep though.
No, you're all gonna fall that way because you just push it forward, he's not doing anything else. If you fall a different way, that'd be your fault.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna squat down, you're just gonna drop.
So, okay, so your back goes to the floor first. Alright, go. Go about 5, and then we're good to go. Trapping it. Get over here. Hey. Again, free hand to the shoulder, back leg, coming close, behind the leg, side forward, stiff arm. Back after the mat first.
LeBron James Your wrist?
Back.
Your neck?
Your neck?
Nah, head. Battle a lot.
Chin down.
Part of life. That's how it goes down.
So from here, at the same time that you're bringing him down, your right leg, you're gonna point, go on the blade of your foot. That way, pretty much the bottom of your foot is what's hitting him. Alright, we're gonna look to kick his above his ankle, out. Alright, so from here, he's gonna throw a kick, catch it, here. Alright, remember, same time that you're pulling the head down, that leg is kicking underneath.
Great, man. Feels good.
Oh yeah! You want to stay up? I'm watching you, right? Ed doesn't want to take the fall.
That's bad.
Last one, guys.
Good, man.
Time, guys. Hi guys, it's Coach Leo from Jungle Gym Martial Arts. I'm a full-time fighter and coach here at the Jungle Gym. Today, Mark and Arthur, you saw they had a little injuries. It's part of the sport, part of the environment, part of the territory. Mark's injury was actually caused because he actually put his arms before his body. So pretty much he did a small arm bar on himself. And then also he didn't keep his chin tucked in, so he pretty much got a whiplash. And that's what happens when you actually don't break the fall the right way. From the first time they came in here and until now, they've actually progressed so much. They actually learned how to shadow box, how to kick, how to stay in the stance. They're understanding a bit more of the whole game of the jiu-jitsu and striking. All right. Other than that, the progression is going great, and I actually can't wait to see to finish the 47 days.
We're at the halfway point now. 23 days into it. Down around 20 pounds. Second half is a lot harder. You started saying that you want to treat yourself to things. You want to quit. You want to say, oh wow, I did great. I deserve a day off or whatever. Second part's going to be a lot harder. I'm going to stick with it. Arthur is on the injured reserve today. But like I said, I'm going to stick with it. We'll see the results later on.
Face facts, what up, what up? RealFansRealTalk.com, where Arthur Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers. Is Jeremy Lin hurt? Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. RealFansRealTalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com.